Good morning.
Whoa. Let's change.
Moving on up in the world.
Professionalism.
Yes, that's what we're all about here. Good morning.
Professionalism.
It is Friday.
Friday what?
August
5th. 8/5.
August 5th. Friday. It's finally Friday. Feels like this has been a really long week.
It has been a long week.
Yes, it's been a very busy week, a very long week.
It's been like 7 days.
Right? Some weeks go by really fast, though, and some weeks are just long weeks, but this felt like a long week. Very, very busy this week. If you're new to our channel, my name's Cindy. This is my husband, Matt, and we are full-time resellers. This is our weekly live recap of what did we do this week? How are things going? How are things in the reselling world?
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Unless you're watching this on another day, and I don't know what day it is.
Yeah. Which, you know what? Generally speaking, we don't know what day it is.
Yeah, that's true. Friday. That's all I got.
Yeah, we generally don't know. That's kind of an occupational hazard.
It is.
All the days kind of run into each other. We generally know when it's the weekend because we don't ship on the weekends.
So tomorrow's no shipping.
But beyond that, we don't really know.
Football started.
Football did start last night.
How'd you like the game last night?
I fell asleep. Good morning, Mary. How are you this morning? Yes, so I look forward to that game, and then it was rain delayed. And
Go Raiders.
Must
be Vegas.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, then it was rain delayed, and I go to bed very early.
Like before kickoff. So I'll watch the first half.
Yeah. We're excited for football season.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about this week. What did we do this week?
I want to talk about football.
I know you'd much rather talk about football because we titled this "Getting in Your Own Head," and that was you this week. So, although I did that too this week.
You do that every week.
I do. So this week we have been busy. We've been doing FBA shipments. I'm in Ohio, but I have been a Raiders fan for over 20 years. That's awesome. So this week we were busy with FBA shipments, merchant fulfilling items on Amazon, getting back kind of in that world. And then we've been doing a lot of print on demand work, a lot of POD, which has been good. And I've been working the Discord. We had a live Discord chat when I talked about print on demand and the pros and cons of automation for print on demand. So we've been doing a lot of print on demand talking this week, a lot of print on demand working this week.
When do we not do a lot of print on demand talking?
That's true. Tyra says, I don't want to be negative, but I'm not doing well with my sales. I am so sorry. That's
reality. That's not being negative. That's just being realistic. We're not, if you've watched us for any amount of time, we're not ones to go on here and say everything's cotton candy and rainbows and unicorns.
No.
It's a business. It's tough. You've got ups and downs.
Ebbs and flows. Yeah.
Ebbs and flows.
I buy pallets and sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, which is awesome. And Facebook Marketplace is a great avenue. But I was talking, I think, last week on Instagram Reels about what to do when sales are slow. And one of those things is trying different markets. You may have to try putting some of that stuff on eBay or on Mercari or scan stuff. Could you get an Amazon account and sell some of that stuff on Amazon? I don't know if it's new or not, but yeah, that's just kind of the season that we are in with this economy. It's gonna take some pivoting,
absolutely, yeah,
doing some things that maybe you don't necessarily want to do.
But you have to do.
You got to do what you got to do to get the bills paid. So
yeah,
that's just part of it.
Yeah, and for as long as we've been doing it, we've pivoted many times.
We've pivoted so many times it would make you dizzy. It's kind of like that teacup ride at Disney. Some days you feel like you're riding the teacup. It sounds shameful, but I set stuff up at a vacant lot and sell it. Hey,
that's not shameful.
No, as long as it's legal.
Yeah. That's not shameful at all.
No.
That's, I mean, really no different than having a garage sale.
Yeah.
I mean, you set up a shop outside your house and you put a couple signs around and,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Whatever it takes, as long as it is legal.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
morally ethical. Then
Yeah.
I feel like people look down on me. You know what?
Some people might, but you know what? People look down on us
all the time
because we sell on Amazon or whatever. I mean,
do not care.
People are going to look down on other people no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. So
you could have gone to school, had a very expensive law degree, and people could make lawyer jokes at you all day long.
True.
So yeah, people are
people. Just
people are people.
Don't let them get in your head.
Yeah.
You keep doing what you're doing. If it works and you're making money, then do it. Yeah.
Yeah. There are all different kinds of ways to resell.
Absolutely.
So agree with that.
See, and that just talks about getting in your head.
Yes.
I mean, that was the subject of our video anyways. I mean, you get in your head. I mean,
you start thinking people are looking down on me.
Yeah.
People are, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Mhm.
Maybe, yes, find your group of cheerleaders. The Discord is so helpful for this. Labrina, I agree, not biased at all, but I agree. I got a whole legal library form from a legal, firm that is closed. Yeah. So, but you start thinking people are looking down on me. Maybe I shouldn't be doing, maybe this isn't going to work. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I'm doing all this for nothing? What if? This
is our normal morning talk. This is not a Friday
viral
video. This is just, I wake up in the morning and this is what we get, what we have.
Because it's really easy to get in your own head like that. And you do need cheerleaders. You do need people that you can talk to that are going to say, no, you're good.
Yeah, you don't have a boss saying good job or a customer saying you did a good job.
Yeah. You need cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, as we have been working on print on demand, if you've followed me for any amount of time, print on demand has been my thing for years. You've always handled like the eBay photos and you've sourced with me and you do all the shipping and all of that. But print on demand, that was all me. But
not anymore. Can't say that
anymore. But as I have been doing more and as we want to lean into that more, you were like, okay, you've got enough on your plate. Let me do some of this. So you started your print on demand journey this week. The bad things, I have so much random stuff stored that I need to sell. I'm buying too much. Don't do that. No. You can't buy more than you can sell.
Well, you can.
Yes, physically you can. Legally you can. But it's not a good business model.
Well, maybe not. I mean, if we had a bunch of stuff, say the house was full of stuff that had, and then you had this great opportunity where you could buy at a really low cost. I mean, I would still buy it. So you can't say no,
never.
Because
it's not a never. There are no nevers.
There are times where opportunities come around once and you got to take advantage.
That's very, very true. Very, very true.
Just saying.
Very, very true.
I'm Mr. Optimistic today.
Ooh, I like that. But yeah, so this week you started working on KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. And I have done KDP for a while, but have really just set it aside and not touched it for probably the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It still pays out a little bit here and there, but really hadn't touched it because I just didn't have time. What we sell on there is what they call low content books. You're talking journals, notebooks, that kind of thing. So this week you were like, I'll do this. Which, like, God bless you for saying you would come into my crazy world.
Did I really have a choice?
We've been married for 22 years. You know the answer to that. So you were like, I'll do
this. Yeah,
I can do this. But as a lot of people in the Discord chat who are starting KDP, starting print on demand, just tell us how that went.
Well, it went fine. I started out Okay, now listen. Now it
lie.
started out fine. I started to figure things out. I got some stuff posted, yada yada yada, going good. I started Wednesday, scratch my head, or what am I going to do next? And you're like, why don't you just go look on Amazon and see what they have? And then I saw everyone else's designs, and I was like, oh, I'm not worthy of this. This is not.
Can we back up a minute though? Because it didn't just go fine.
It went fine.
That first day, I recall a lot of cursing, a lot of anger, a lot of this doesn't work.
No. I didn't say that.
It was the software program that we were using, and there's a learning curve to it. Just like anything, there's a learning curve to it. And it was a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then I hadn't put anything up for, like I said, at least 2 years. So we were putting things up, and TOS has changed a little bit. And so things were getting kicked back. And so then there was some frustration there. You were still like.
But it was just little. It was like, I went in knowing that was going to happen.
Yes.
So.
But I mean, let's be real. It's not a get rich quick, and it's not like you just jump in and you just miraculous have all this stuff. So we had all of that frustration, and then we kind of got past that, and then
you're like, go look on Amazon, see what other people, what's trending, and kind of try and get some ideas. And I saw like everybody else's designs, and I was like, oh, my designs are awful.
Yeah, and you got in your own head.
And I got my own head. I'm like, I'm not worthy of this. I can't do this.
Absolutely. And I think that everybody has that moment, even whether or not you're listing on Facebook or Poshmark or wherever, and you see other people's photos, you see other people's listings, and you're like, that is so amazing.
It's so much better than what I'm doing.
It's so much better than what I'm doing. I'm never going to be able to achieve that, do that, whatever. And so it paralyzes you.
It paralyzed me for the last couple of days. I was like, I'm having a hard time with this. Well, I didn't sleep well the night before, but it got in my head. I mean, I'm like.
But that's part of the process. And I think that is part of what keeps people from being successful in reselling.
Yeah.
Because you watch all these YouTube videos of these people, and they come on and they say, look, you can do this and you can make $1 million and it's just this easy. You just, and then you go into,
and it's a lot more than, There's a lot more going in. So, I mean, it's no different than Tyra saying, I'm getting in my head. People are saying that this is, and they just get in your head.
Exactly. Exactly. You get in your own head. And you start to think, why can't I? Why am I not? Why am I not being successful? They made it look so easy. And what they're not telling you is that they had all of those moments. Anybody who's successful has had that moment.
Yeah.
And so then I was showing you some of my merch by Amazon designs, which are t-shirt designs that I put up in the beginning. And some of them still sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I feel like I should send an apology note with that design because it is so bad. But one, it sold and it still sells.
Mm-hmm.
And two, that's where you start.
Yeah.
Everybody starts somewhere, and you get better as you go.
Yeah. And I know that, but it's just deflating.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is absolutely deflating.
When you think you're doing this great job and you're like, oh, I love this. Boy, this is going to sell. And then you look and see what other people are doing. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, and it's the same as when you go to the store and you buy something to resell and you think, this is it. Mm-hmm. I got this item. This is going to sell great. I've done the research. I know, if you're on Amazon, I know the rank. If you're on eBay, you've checked the comps, whatever it is. And you get home and 2 weeks later, that item is still staring you in the face.
Yep.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Or we've had times when we get home and you look that item up again to list it. And that's
not the same item.
That's not what I thought I saw. And you're like, oh yeah, this is not going to sell as quickly and as high as I thought. And you have that moment. We had lots of moments when we were still thrifting where you would come home and you'd find a flaw on an item.
That was so deflating when you find something. You find this great, like expensive and highly desirable item, and you bring it home and you notice something's wrong with it.
And you checked it at the store. You thought you had checked it over, and then you're like,
you know what though? Sometimes I didn't. I mean, I was so excited to get the piece, and I just threw it in. I was like, "Oh, pretty good."
Off it went, and then you have that deflating in your own head moment.
Yeah.
Of I've screwed up. I've wasted money. I've wasted time, energy, whatever it is, and you get in your own head.
Yeah.
And it's that barrier that people don't talk about.
Mm-mm.
So the barrier to entry on a lot of reselling things is really low from an economic standpoint or from even an information standpoint. But that barrier to entry of keeping going when the downs come. Tyra, you were talking about when sales are down. Keeping going when sales are down. Learning how to pivot, learning, okay, this isn't working, so I'm going to go try this. Those types of things that I just don't think people talk about a whole lot.
No.
Because that's the reality of the situation. The reality is it's going to go bad at some point.
Well, yeah. I mean, you go through life, not everything goes perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what you're doing or where you are, I mean, it's something somewhere is just going to happen. And you just got to be able to call your way up and keep doing it.
Get up and try again. Get up and try again. I remember when, so we no longer sell on Poshmark.
No.
At all. And I remember when we shut down Poshmark, having a little bit of that feeling of other people can do it. And our issue was, and this is really on me, was an inventory issue. So we were cross-posting items onto multiple platforms. And when an item sells on one platform, then you have to go and make sure that you have taken it down on those other platforms, because otherwise it will sell again and you no longer have that item because these are one-offs. And we were just hitting, like every time a Poshmark sale would come through, I'd go, oh.
Do we still have it? Did it sell already? Can I find it?
And that was totally on me. It was my responsibility to be taking care of that and watching those things. And I'm just not good at that. I'm just not good at it.
You're a lot better than you give yourself credit. So,
Yeah, we're going to have to remove the message there. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just very mentally taxing at times that people just don't talk about.
Exactly. And I had that moment, though, of everybody else seems to be able to cross-post all of these items and, take care of their inventory and do all of these things. And I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. It was too stressful for me. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then having that moment of being able to say, that's okay. It's okay that doesn't work for me. I feel the same way sometimes. It's why I've had to cut down my platform so I can truly succeed at one. You always say all comparison is harmful, and that really hit me deep. It really is.
It is. I mean,
it is.
There was times when I first started doing this with you, and I would be scrolling Instagram or Facebook groups, and I'd be seeing all these amazing things, and I'd be jealous. I'd be like, this isn't fair. Why, but you just automatically then think that person's life is every day is like that. They're finding the golden item every day, every time they go out, and it's not. And reality is it's not. And they just don't post that. They just post the wins. And
yeah. Yeah. And so being able to be honest with yourself in those moments when you are getting in your own head and being able to say, okay, am I just in my own head and I need to just shake it off and get back to it and try again? Or am I in my own head because I need to separate myself from this platform or this oh my goodness gracious. We hit the trolls this morning.
Evidently, one of us said something sometime where people got a little.
I don't know. Anyhow, so good morning, Four Seasons Shelf.
Good morning.
But being able to ask yourself and be real honest with yourself of, am I in my own head because there's actually an issue here? Or am I in my own head because I'm just doubting myself?
Yeah.
And when you were, oh, it's Nan. I didn't know you were Four Seasons Shelf. Hi, Nan.
Oh, hi, Nan.
Don't listen to him.
Sorry.
You were in your own head over Amazon for a reason that wasn't fair to you. You were comparing yourself to people who have been doing this for years.
Yeah, and I just
you
started
had 2 days.
Like a week ago, and I'm expecting myself to be doing these amazing, and they're probably using programs that I don't even have. I mean,
yeah.
But when you first see it, you're like, oh gosh, I'm not worthy of doing this.
Yeah, I'm never going to be able to do that. So you were in your own head for a reason that wasn't valid. Now, when Mama Small is here, all my girls are here.
All my girls.
Yes, when I was in my own head about Poshmark, that was a legitimate issue that I needed to be honest with myself and say, okay, you know what? You can't do everything as much because I have a tendency to think I can do everything.
Well, but I think partially because you were seeing posts about Poshmark sales.
Oh, and other people were doing it.
You're like, everyone's doing it and they're all succeeding. And no one was saying, well, maybe I'm shipping this thing twice or, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. And so being able to separate those two, like, why am I feeling this? Where is it coming from? And then how can I pivot into a way that is going to be useful?
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes too much. You're absolutely right. If you try to do everything, then you
they were interesting.
You missed the trolls. They wouldn't. I'm just clicking hide user all morning long this morning. If you try to do everything all at once, you have a tendency to not do any one thing well.
Yeah.
And so what we have learned to do over the years is get really good at one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get all the systems in place so that thing is working well, and then add something else in.
Yeah.
And then add something, once, okay, we've added that thing in, and now we've got systems going and we are working that well. Now let's add something else in.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to want to do everything today.
Yes, you do.
Because there are so many opportunities.
There's a lot of opportunities. I will agree.
Like Tyra was talking about Facebook Marketplace. I love it. I actually beta tested Facebook Marketplace.
When they first started to roll it out, yeah.
Yes, I beta tested it for Facebook. And I love Facebook Marketplace. I think it's such a great platform. But again, and we tried it. We tried to layer it in.
Well,
and it just
at the time, I want to say there was no shipping. I think it was just delivery.
No, there was shipping.
Was there shipping?
There was shipping.
Okay.
But we just couldn't layer it in. There just wasn't a way to streamline it into what we were already doing, and so it just didn't work for us. And I hate that. I feel like I'm leaving money on the table. I hate that feeling. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize, again, your own limitations.
Mm-hmm. What's best for your business?
Your own goals. Like you always have to remind me, the goal here is not to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Nope.
The goal here, why we work from home and why we do this, is so that we can have time, so that we can do things as a family, so that we can hang out together, so that we can watch football games, all of that. And if you're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're not doing that. What I don't like about Marketplace is that I get so many messages, is this still available? And then they never message again. Oh, the ghosters. Absolutely. Absolutely. It sounds like My Hubs reminds me not to work 35 hours a day. Yes, Labrina, you and I. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we might be. Yeah.
You got to enjoy life. I mean, you got to take some time.
Yeah. And just have fun.
And just enjoy life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Although, Labrina, I will say, once Q4 comes, then you throw that out the window and we work 35 hours a day. It just is what it is. Work is life. And you want to work to live, not live to work.
Mm-hmm.
So the working should be a means to let you do what you want to do in life.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I don't know what's wrong with people today.
I don't know. It's Friday and yeah.
Headspace.
Yeah.
They got to figure out their own headspace.
You need to get out of your own head because that's a scary place.
You got
buddy.
nothing else better to do than troll.
Yeah. Reseller content.
Reseller.
I'm here for it. Trying to get lots of R&R ahead of time. Vacation next week. Yay. Must be a lot of Capricorns in here with all this working. So yeah, getting out of that headspace though, figuring out, okay, this is what I want. And that's a lot of what we talk about. I think when you are passionate, yes, about things, you go hard. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
And you love it.
Yeah.
You love it. We love what we do. We absolutely love what we do. And so that's what we always come on here and we try to talk about, is the reality of it though.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is you can get in too far and get in your own head too much. Yeah. So absolutely.
Yep.
But I think for the amount of trolls that we have today and the amount of people that I'm having to block, I think that's going to be it for today.
You know what? Don't let them control your life. Don't let them get in your own headspace.
That's what Loretta just said. Lots of people trying to get into your head. Yes. Yeah. And reporting and blocking.
I feel sorry for that person because obviously it's the same person coming back again and again.
You're not going to win, buddy. That's not how you win at life.
I feel bad for him because your life has got to be very disappointing and sad for you to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
To try and get attention like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be
I hope that you can get your life figured out.
Do better.
And
do better.
Do something productive because
do better.
It's disappointing.
Do better.
Oh well.
Yes. Yes.
No, they won't.
They won't. And we will end this and it will, I won't think about it anymore.
If it was more of a closed platform, I would actually engage them and try and be like, what's going on in your life? Why are you so...
Not me. Just block and move on.
But
block and move on.
You know what? They could have some mental issues, you know?
That's true.
And
You're sweet. But anyhow, that was a weird rabbit hole. Matt, any more POD on the forecast for you? Absolutely. Oh, were you asking Matt?
Yes, I will go back to the POD. I definitely will. I needed a few days to kind of.
Yes, and we've actually been talking about different ways to approach it this morning, and kind of finding what's the best way to approach it, and then because you asked, I will just tell, because 100 people are going to watch this. It doesn't really matter. We're going to put some ad spend against some of those because you need sales. I think everybody does. You need to see that when you add.
I was going to say we all need sales. I mean, that's why we're here.
But when you put ads on merch or KDP, then you can see the impressions that they're getting and the clicks that they're getting. So even if you're not getting sales, you can kind of say, okay, yeah, these ones are being seen. These are ones that at least people are clicking on. hopefully that translates into some sales. Give us a little bit more.
Mama, you may not
needs you to come on a live chat.
You know what? I would be very happy to go on there.
In the Discord. She's talking in the Discord.
Yeah. I would very happy. I know that's yours and Monica's thing, and I don't ever want to step on people's toes.
You can join us anytime you want.
But if you guys want me to go on there, I'd be more than happy. I don't know that I'd have anything. I mean, I've only been doing it for weeks, so my advice may not be very good.
But I think that you speak to that new person who's trying to get in and validate all of those feelings and the idea that it is hard.
Oh.
It's hard to get started.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's hard to keep putting in the work when you're not seeing any results. You know, that's difficult. It is.
Yeah, it's mentally taxing.
It's mentally taxing, and you get in your own head. And so you have to then get out of your own head and say, okay, it's a new day. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying again, because there is possibility here. There is opportunity here, and it does fit into our workflow. And so not giving up.
Yeah. And you know what? The truth be told, I kind of enjoy it because I'm an artist. So
yes.
I'm an artist.
And I have been doing the print on demand. Figure that one out. I want to name this Friday series Motivation Friday. He's actually a really good, he won't brag on himself, but I will. He's actually a really good artist and so super creative and all of that. And I am over here with like, ooh, is that a spreadsheet? Can we run
your idea of art is a spreadsheet?
Can we run a formula on that? Because that sounds like fun. And you are so much more creative. And so it's going to be a fantastic outlet for you. Just have to get over the initial hump of.
Yeah, and I'm much better today than I was a couple of days ago. I mean, it really threw me.
Yeah, but give yourself time. If it's throwing you, if you are, to my girls that are just starting print on demand, if you're like, I'm putting all of this in, it's not doing anything, and maybe I'm not. If you're in your own head, give yourself a couple of days to step away from it. And then recognize you're just starting out. And that's okay. Oh, can you imagine adding Matt's art? Right? I'm telling you, it's, Yeah. We'll get there. And the things that he has even been able to create in the first couple of days for his KDP, like covers and interiors versus mine. Oh, yeah. They're way, way, way better. Because mine are not great. So yes, that's what we're working on. That's what we will be working on this week is more print on demand, more FBA shipments, more merchant fulfilled items. It is that time of year when things start heating up. And so we're going to keep on.
Keep plugging along. Keep on swimming.
But I think that this week is just pretty much a normal week. Coming up.
There's no such thing as a normal week in this business.
That's true.
No such thing as a normal week.
But we have fun no matter what.
We do. Yeah, we do. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you do walk away feeling motivated because you got this. You can do this. Everybody starts somewhere. Just keep pushing. Don't give up. You got this.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Even the trolls. Like and subscribe.
Bye.